We have some major updates revolving around the Kevin Durant situation as NBA insider Shams Charania just revealed some key details and some new information regarding this situation and how it's going to transpire for the Phoenix Suns. So we got to dive in and explore what this ultimately could mean for Phoenix and what they're trying to get back, and ultimately how they're going to be able to solve this situation. We'll be getting into all of that and more on this episode of Suns Digest. I am Bruce Veliz, and you guys have been absolutely fantastic, showing your love and support on the channel, which is truly, truly appreciated over these last couple of weeks. As we all know, the news is starting to pick up revolving around Kevin Durant and this roster as they just hired their new head coach, and stuff is going to be transpiring before the draft and after the draft. So if you want to stay up to date on everything regarding the Phoenix Suns and making sure you get all of the daily uploads and news, make sure to hit that subscribe button, as once again, 64% of you guys who watch these videos are not subscribed, and if you want to make sure you get all the daily information and content right when it drops, this is the place for you. Without further ado though, let's dive in and let's explore the details revealed by Shams in today's latest update. So grab that snack and let's get into it, as I ultimately do believe that it is heating up for the Phoenix Suns, and we've heard discussions over these last couple of days since they've hired Jordan Ott as their head coach that the Suns will look to kind of transpire and look to move off with contract in Durant now. But with new reports coming in from Shams Charania, we get that confirmation saying that the Phoenix Suns and Kevin Durant's business partner Rich Kleiman are sorting through trade options with interest from teams mainly featuring Houston, San Antonio, Minnesota, Miami, and New York. And we're going to dive into this article and explore what Shams Charania had to say. Like I mentioned, the Suns and Durant's business partner, boardroom CEO Rich Kleiman, have met multiple times over the past week and are sitting through trade scenarios, sources told ESPN on Wednesday. The two sides are expected to work together on some potential destinations with teams that have expressed interest in Durant. Sources said many feature are the Houston Rockets, San Antonio Spurs, Miami Heat, Minnesota Timberwolves, and New York Knicks, with several other wildcard suitors have also made inquiries on Durant in the past 7 to 10 days, sources said. And this is kind of something that we already knew, guys, right? Obviously, the teams that have been linked to Durant around the deadline and have been linked to him kind of post-season are the same ones being brought up. Houston, because they own the Suns picks. San Antonio, as it would make sense to get a lottery pick and as a solid destination for Durant. Miami, a team still looking to be relevant in the Eastern Conference and inquired about acquiring Durant at the deadline for a Butler deal. Minnesota, who also showed their interest in Durant late and potentially tried to pair him up with Anthony Edwards, his favorite player being Durant, and the New York Knicks, who also inquired about him. But many other wildcard teams as well have been mentioned. I kind of think those teams are like Atlanta, Toronto, maybe Orlando. I don't necessarily know, but just random teams that are potentially kind of engaging their interest to potentially either be involved in a deal to make it a mega deal, 3-4 team deal, so the Suns can get something that they want, and or potentially trying to entice the Suns to take their package over some of the others listed. Now, when diving in and looking at this one, seeing from Kevin Durant, we find some more information from Shams saying the Suns officials and Kleiman will continue to meet on trade conversations, with talks expected to escalate before the NBA draft later this month. The NBA draft is now 2 weeks away as we are speaking, so it's looking like Durant will be moved in these next 2 weeks, as Durant is on a contract worth $54 million for the next season, giving him some leverage in navigating his future in a partnership with the Suns. As trade talks do progress, though, his desire for a long-term extension could provide a critical factor, and that's something that we'll get to in a little bit. But once he is traded, Durant will obviously be eligible to sign a 2-year contract extension on July 6th, worth as much as $112 million. If he were to wait around 6 months after the trade, he could sign a 2-year extension worth up to $124 million. And I think the key point here from all of this is, once again, his desire for a long-term extension could prove a critical factor. And when looking at some of these teams, like we have mentioned, some of those give him that option. Houston can give him that extension, obviously have him build with their core. San Antonio, kind of same thing, locking him in with Wembanyama and De'Aaron Fox. Miami Heat, a little bit different there, obviously still have the possibilities of extending Tyler Hero and what that could ultimately mean. Minnesota obviously has some of their key guys locked up and will be making a push with Durant as they just made back-to-back Western Conference Finals. The Knicks remain a little uncertain to me in that regard, just because the packages that they would have to send to the Suns, obviously Karl-Anthony Towns kind of being that main one to really discuss. I don't think that happens. So maybe it's an OG or Mikal Bridges trade alongside Mitch Robinson or Josh Hart. But ultimately, once again, I don't see the Knicks trading OG Anunoby, who they just extended, to then want to extend Durant, and or I don't see them doing a deal for Mikal Bridges, all because, once again, it proves and shows that trading Kevin Durant for Mikal once again proved that you made the wrong move the first time, and I don't think that's something that the Phoenix Suns want to kind of say out loud to the NBA and to other front offices. So ultimately, in my opinion, I would cross out the New York Knicks. Some of those wild card teams as well, like I mentioned, could be potential as a third, fourth team to throw Phoenix something their way that they would actually like or value in a return for Kevin Durant. Ultimately, maybe then some smaller contracts and or draft picks. But ultimately, I do not think that a wild card team is really going to be interested in trying to pursue Kevin Durant. I do think we're going to come back down to these teams here: Rockets, Spurs, Heat, and Timberwolves. And as we kind of whittle on down, I think we'll eventually get down to the Spurs, Rockets, and Timberwolves, ultimately, in my opinion. As we all know, the NBA free agency market resets in the summer of 2026, with teams that have cap space increasing from just this offseason, with the Brooklyn Nets to around half the league. Durant was nearly traded to the Golden State Warriors at the February trade deadline before he made it clear that he was not interested in a reunion and preferred to finish the season with the Suns. At the time, sports sources told ESPN that Durant was blindsided by the Suns, including him in any trade conversations, but this time around, the sides are expected to work together on his next home. And once again, I've brought this up multiple times. If you're Kevin Durant, you're put in this situation. If you're almost traded in the middle of the season when you've already said it, that you want to stay in the Valley, you want to retire here, you want to build out a legacy here, this is definitely a shocking kind of revelation to hear at the deadline, and I don't blame him for kind of turning it down. And obviously, it now makes sense for both sides to work on something, as, once again, for Durant, he was completely blindsided. But not only just that, we look at the Suns' offseason roster, we've broken this down multiple times. Even if they waive Vasilij Micic and Cody Martin, they're still in the first apron with roughly 8 contracts on their roster, and it would still be tough to kind of build out a team either underneath the second apron to be competitive, or once again, be back into that second apron and still dealing with these restrictions while still having Kevin Durant on this roster. So by trading Kevin Durant, it ultimately allows the Suns to get multiple contracts back and use those contracts to go out and to fill out this roster to support the need of Devin Booker in this new direction. Once again, I would like to say it's not Kevin Durant's fault for this opportunity. The Suns went out and traded for him. They gave him that best shot. With the trades after the fact regarding to Bradley Beal and the DeAndre Ayton moves really hindered the Phoenix Suns in the ability to kind of reconstruct this roster and ultimately move forward with their pieces in Durant and Booker as those key 2 center guys, because the other fits around them just weren't perfect. So ultimately, like I think personally, I want to wish Kevin Durant the best of luck in his next endeavor, and I do think we will see a Kevin Durant trade on the horizon in these next couple of days or weeks leading up to the draft. So if you want to stay up to date on everything regarding around this Suns team and finding out where Kevin Durant does end up, let us know your thoughts down below in the comment section, and make sure to hit that subscribe button, as Suns Digest will be on it right away. We also have some articles coming out over on Bright Side of the Sun, where I wrote my latest mock trade involving Kevin Durant with the Suns getting a star-like piece in a 3-team deal. So if you're interested in reading some of that, definitely go check out Bright Side of the Sun, as we'll be having those articles come out all throughout the week. And I really do appreciate all your guys' support here on the channel. So once again, thank you guys so much. Once again, I do hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I hope you guys let us know what you guys thought down below in the comment section. But I'll catch you guys in the next one. So once again, have a great rest of your day, and go Phoenix Suns. Peace out, everyone.